It's our last full day in Belize, and with nothing in our itinerary, we decided to drive around the area to see some more of the countryside. Belize is a beautiful, lush, green, wide open country, and hard to get lost in. Seem to have found ourselves in a lime orchard or something.
Plantation.
Plantation? Damn automatics. Oh, I feel the heat. An orchard fresh lime to go in my cold Corona. Well, let's continue on and see where this road takes us. This seems to go on forever.
Are they ready when they yellow? Or
Town. It's quiet. There's Bill. We have Mandy's bar. And everybody's happy. No matter where we go in the world, you will always find a Coca-Cola truck. We find ourselves back at the Maya Center Village. Phyllis saw a store here where they handcraft Mayan jewelry and clothing. While Phyllis did a little shopping, I thought I would take a walk on this trail just beside the village store. It was a nice little trail, well maintained, and you can see where people come to sit on these stones to meditate beside the stream. And here we have flowering bromaids, or ichmia. And this looks like a zircody, or scarlet cardia. This is the brown basiliscus lizard. They're commonly found along rivers and streams in Central America. You may recognize them as the Jesus lizard. And this is the snakehead moth, or butterfly. If you look carefully at the tips of its wing, you'll see a distinct image of the head of a snake, and that is to fool predators. It's been about an hour since I left, and I'm sure Phyllis is probably wondering where I am. Better get back to the rental. Well, I see the Jeep is still here. Now I have to find Phyllis. I believe she said she would be in this green thatched roof building. Driving the countryside sure can work up an appetite. So we stopped at this resort to have lunch before we continue our exploration of the area. The food was great and the beer was cold. Mamacita. I guess it's time we work our way back to our hotel in Placencia. We have the whole afternoon to stroll down the beach and mingle with the locals. We were on our way back to our hotel after returning from our morning drive and shopping in Placencia when we came upon a group of locals celebrating some kind of an event. It seems a tug-of-war has existed. We have to get back to the hotel and put our beach clothes on. This looks like a lot of fun. Further along up the beach, we noticed another group, and this seemed to be involved in a relay race. Hell with the babysitter. Let's bring the children with us. Last afternoon here in Belize. Thought we'd sit a spell on our veranda for a little while before we leave. This is the frigate bird. There are actually 5 different types of species, and all of these species reside within their own specific ranges.
Just like, what's her name now?
Since we're leaving real early in the morning, Phyllis donated our leftover groceries to a couple of local kids, soda and cookies. I'm not sure where that's coming from. And with the sun setting on Placencia and our last evening here in Central America, we enjoyed a great seafood dinner at Wendy's Creole Restaurant and Bar. I believe they have the best seafood in town, along with real cold Belgian beer.
Very good.
Let's see, the meal came to 55 Belizean dollars, and since the exchange rate is 2 to 1, all this for only $27.50, and that's without a generous tip. Bright and early the next morning, we drove the 100 miles, rather quickly, back to Belize City Airport for our flight back to Miami. So, with passport and boarding pass in hand, we reluctantly stroll out onto the tarmac to board our flight to Miami. Looks like we'll be going to Miami on an A320 Airbus today. With a pushback from the gate, we say goodbye to Belize. We had a great time here. Traveling from country to country, you're required to fill out specific documents to enter the country you're traveling to. We had to complete the customs and arrival documents to enter Belize, and American or not, you have to do the same when re-entering the United States. It appears we are on final approach to Miami International Airport. After a hard, long banking maneuver, we finally enter Florida over the East Coast.
Welcome to Miami International. The local time is 4:55. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign.
We are on the Miami International Airport SkyTrain on the way to Passport and Customs Control. Now, we have to stand in line until it's your turn to be questioned by a customs official to see if you're moral enough to be admitted back in the country. But once past him, I'm a little relieved to have pulled it off. Welcome to the United States of America. 40 minutes from deplaning to our final flight to Boston. When we arrived at our gate, boarding was already underway, so we just walked on, found our seats for our next 4-hour non-stop flight to Boston. Now we have to collect our luggage, our car, and the 2-hour ride back to Augusta, Maine. Back in our yard again. Home safely.
Daylight come and me want go home. Me said daylight come and me want go home. Work all night and I drink a rum.